What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now watching this video. I do really appreciate for your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now we're going to be reacting to Mike Tyson speaks out after Jake Paul fight canceled, man. Now I'm pretty sure this whole thing got actually postponed and people want it to be canceled. You get what I mean? Who knows? We never know. It might actually end up being canceled. Who knows? Nobody knows. But at the end of the day, man, this is crazy. A lot of people were also leaning towards the fact that, Mike Tyson was too old to fight. You get what I mean? He's too old to fight. Now, this whole situation happened where he's, being hospitalized, things like that. It's just like, a lot more people, I should say, are leaning towards that fact that, Mike Tyson should not be fighting whatsoever, bro. This fight should definitely be canceled. But overall, enough with the yapping. Let's just play the video, see what it's talking about. Then I'll share the rest of my opinion, say what I have to say at the end of the video.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp. And I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us.
Mike Tyson finally spoke out after reports surfaced that his fight with Jake Paul had been rescheduled. Most Valuable Promotions said on Friday that Tyson would need medical care due to an ulcer flare-up, which is why the fight that was initially set for July 20th will now take place on a later date. It was medical specialists' advice, according to Tyson, to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover, which is what caused the delay. Most Valuable Promotions said in a statement, both Mike and Jake are in agreement that it is only fair to ensure that both athletes have equal training time to prepare for this important match and are able to compete at the highest level. We fully support Mike in taking the necessary time to allow him to perform at the level he expects of himself. They also confirmed that the boxing showdown is still set to take place at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. However, the eagerly anticipated event has been rescheduled for a later date this year. Tyson, at the age of 57, sought medical assistance recently when he encountered a bout of dizziness and nausea during his flight from Miami to Los Angeles. American Airlines released a statement noting that upon the plane's landing, first responders promptly attended to the situation. Tyson exhibited symptoms of vomiting, weakness, and dizziness, and was subsequently transported to a nearby hospital by the Los Angeles Fire Department. Moreover, Tyson has been told to take a break from his rigorous training regimen, even though he later claimed in a social media post that he felt 100%. Tyson said in a statement, on Friday, I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Paul said he's fully on board with the delay, so Mike Tyson has no excuses come fight night. He added, my fans know I don't want to face Iron Mike at anything but his best, but let there be no mistake. When he steps into the ring with me, I will be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish. Paul versus Tyson will be one for the ages, and I promise to bring my best for this once-in-a-lifetime matchup. Following the revelation, Paul utilized social media to voice his thoughts on the matter, demonstrating a profound understanding and prioritization of Tyson's well-being above all else. Paul referred to the news as devastating because all of the undercard bouts were postponed. Then, he reiterated the message Tyson sent to him. This may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out. Paul's reaction to the scenario exuded unexpected sophistication, a quality Tyson also demonstrated to a considerable extent. Despite their mutual respect, Tyson harbored an undeniable desire to engage in combat with Paul. But this is not it. Jake Paul added, obviously devastating news, I'm heartbroken. I'm speechless and gutted. We've been working so hard over here. He went on to convey his heartfelt sorrow for the members of his training team, as well as all others, including fellow fighters who were impacted by the incident. Paul said, I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event. The whole undercard, this whole opportunity has been ripped from us. Nevertheless, he conceded his desire for Tyson's improved well-being, even as his adversary persisted in disparaging remarks despite Tyson's ailment. Paul mentioned that he values Mike's health above all else and expressed his love and respect for him. He noted that he wants Mike to remain healthy, and despite Mike saying he still intends to knock him out, Paul feels he has bought himself some time.
I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy. I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy. And he says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there.
This upcoming match promises to be an intriguing spectacle, particularly given the significant age difference between the contenders. Paul, a youthful 27-year-old, is set to square off against the seasoned 57-year-old Tyson. However, Tyson's storied achievements within the boxing realm undoubtedly establish his undeniable prowess and merit in the ring. Tyson, a seasoned former world champion, boasting a remarkable 50-6.2 career record, stands as a formidable figure in the ring. On the other hand, Paul, with a modest 9-1 record, has tasted his share of victories. However, squaring off against Tyson, even in a more relaxed setting like this fight, promises to be a true trial of skill and resilience. Meanwhile, Jake Paul has declared that he loves and has so much respect for the heavyweight great. Jake Paul stated that if Mike still wants to go through with the fight, as he has expressed privately, he is ready whenever Mike is. He emphasized the significance of the opportunity, believing that the fight would be world-changing. Paul mentioned his motto of turning losses into wins, and his belief that the universe makes no mistakes, expressing regret that the fight didn't work out this time.
But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world. And I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by. And the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
The delay in the fight has cast doubt over numerous other matches. Katie Taylor, the light welterweight champion, was scheduled for a rematch with Amanda Serrano on the same evening. However, it's expected that this bout, along with the entire card, will also be rescheduled. Tyson said, "Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover." British YouTuber turned pugilist KSI found himself taken aback upon receiving news of the delay in the highly anticipated bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. KSI laughed hysterically at the expense of the problem child. He made a hilarious comment in response to the X announcement. KSI and Jake Paul stand as arch rivals, their animosity towards one another reverberating loudly. Curiously, the Brit collaborates in a business venture with his older sibling, adding a layer of complexity to their relationship. Yet amidst the confusion, one certainty remains. The clash between the problem child and the nightmare will inevitably escalate into a showdown. Jake Paul, known for his quick comebacks and confidence, wasted no time in addressing KSI's jibes. He took to X with a bold proposition. KSI's coach saying he is over 200 pounds right now, so no weight excuses. Let's run it for July 20th and then Paul versus Tyson in October or November. This tweet not only threw down the gauntlet, but also suggested a packed fighting schedule for Paul, with a potential bout against KSI before facing Tyson later in the year. The suggestion that KSI might use weight as an excuse was a clear taunt, aimed at pushing KSI into accepting the challenge. KSI, equally confident and never one to back down, responded with his own sharp retort. He dismissed Paul's challenge with a counter-proposal, "I've already got a fight lined up in August. Instead of you fighting an old-age person at the end of the year, no one wants to see this. Fight me in December instead." KSI's response not only questioned the appeal of Paul fighting an older opponent like Tyson, but also suggested a December showdown, providing ample time for both fighters to prepare and eliminate any excuses. Related to weight or scheduling conflicts, Paul, maintaining his combative stance, replied with another tweet mocking KSI's appearance and reiterating his schedule. "I just gave KSI and his forehead the opportunity again for July. He said he's fighting in August. Cool. I'm fighting in October. November, February it is. 200 pounds. MSG, NYC. Get it done. Most valuable promotions." By proposing a fight in February at Madison Square Garden in New York City, Paul aimed to keep the momentum going and set a concrete plan, pushing KSI to commit. His mention of most valuable promotions highlighted his seriousness about making the fight happen. KSI, in his characteristic blunt style, called out Paul for changing the weight class requirements and questioning his true intentions. "You asked for 185, Jake, you fraudulent twat. The old folks' home has run out of options. This is all just noise. You don't really want to fight. December, let's run it at 185. No bullshit. No excuses." This tweet cut through the noise, bringing the focus back to the core issue, the weight class, and the fight's timing. KSI's insistence on a December fight at 185 pounds challenged Paul's credibility and seriousness about wanting the fight. The X exchange between Jake Paul and KSI has not only entertained their fans, but also heightened the anticipation for a potential fight. The back and forth has showcased their personalities, competitive spirits, and marketing acumen, making any future bout between them a highly anticipated event. While his fight with Jake Paul has been delayed delayed, Mike Tyson has revealed a strong desire to face off against Anthony Joshua. Despite his health concerns, it appears that Tyson is fixated on a larger spectacle. At 57 years young, Tyson refuses to yield to the passing of time. Despite recent health challenges postponing his comeback, the boxing legend stands resolute. The notion of facing off against Joshua, a two-time world champion, in his own right ignites Tyson's spirit. This looming showdown, overflowing with anticipation and suspense, guarantees to captivate audiences with its sheer spectacle and intensity. Fast forward to 2020, Tyson found himself envisioning grand aspirations. During an open conversation with TMZ Sports, he boldly entertained the notion of squaring off against Anthony Joshua, who at the time reigned as the champion of numerous heavyweight titles. Tyson declared, "I'm very interested. If doing that means we can have a bigger charity exponent, well, so be it. I'm down to do that too. I would love to fight Joshua. That would be mind-blowing." Jump ahead to the present. Joshua relinquished his titles to Alexander Usyk, but he's making a comeback with 4 consecutive victories. As for Tyson, he's been inactive since his thrilling split draw with Roy Jones Jr. However, the temptation of a lucrative showdown with Paul, set to stream on Netflix, coaxed him out of semi-retirement. Opinions in the boxing world are divided on Tyson's next step. During his appearance on The Jonathan Ross Show, Anthony Joshua offered his opinion on Tyson's comeback. "I personally think it's really good. The boxing hardcore, they don't like it because they're like, why are they disrespecting our sport?" Joshua explained, shedding light on the purist's perspective. He added, "There's an Olympic system that you have to go through, and once you've qualified there, you go through to the professional ranks, whereas someone with a profile can just come out of nowhere and fight one of the best guys." Joshua further added, "But I think Paul brings all of these people into boxing, which benefits everyone else that's involved in the industry. It's a tough game, so everyone viewing helps. I think it's really good for exposure." Though excited, Joshua isn't looking forward to a fight with Tyson yet. "The only thing I'm worried about is father time," he mused. He added, "That's one thing that has never been beat. Tyson is older now. I pray that he comes out healthy. I think Jake Paul because of youth. That's the only thing, the youth." When he returns to full health, will Tyson defeat the bolder, younger Paul against all the odds? And should he succeed, would we at last witness the ideal duel with Joshua? The boxing world is undoubtedly waiting anxiously to see what happens. For fans eager to witness a clash between a boxing legend and a crossover star, recent news likely dampened their spirits. However, there's a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Logan Paul, elder brother of Jake Paul, appears open to stepping into the ring as a substitute for Iron Mike. Despite their once tumultuous relationship, the brothers have since grown closer. Could this be the chance they've been waiting for to bury the hatchet and settle any lingering disputes? Logan Paul tweeted, "So Mike Tyson's out? I'll step in, and we can settle this once and for all, Jake Paul." Coincidentally, this offer follows a challenge from WWE rival LA Knight. Sean Ricker, known professionally as LA Knight, appears to have shown interest in the United States Championship currently held by Paul, also known as the Elder. It appears that a lot of people have endorsed the tweet. Logan Paul's longtime friend and Impulsive's co-host Mike Malak said, "I mean, it's literally what everyone, except Pam and Greg, wants." Fans believe the altercation between the two brothers is the best option. It's common knowledge now. Once upon a time, Logan and Jake Paul's feud was public knowledge, back when the two brothers were making their mark as YouTube creators in Los Angeles. This rift came to light during the filming of the Netflix documentary, Untold. Jake Paul the Problem Child. Jake Paul reportedly said, "In Los Angeles, we were more focused on business and making money and growing our brands, and that became a competitive race. I wanted to prove to him that I'm legit. I can do this too. And he wanted to prove to me that I'm the bigger brother, and I'm going to get more followers." During that period, they both dropped diss tracks and engaged in regular banter on their YouTube channel. However, a few years later, they patched things up and began backing each other. Many wondered if the brothers would ever settle their differences in the ring, but fortunately, neither Jake nor Logan Paul showed any inclination to take it that far. During an episode of Impulsive, when Mike Malak proposed the idea of a fight, Paul expressed enthusiasm for the spectacle it would create. Nonetheless, both he and his companions clarified that it wasn't a venture they were keen on pursuing. Jake Paul said, "It's interestingly enough, I had this epiphany where I was like, why the would we ever do this? That." Logan Paul soon pitched in, "I had the same epiphany at your age." Yeah, it was. "It was so intriguing for so many years because I knew how big of a show it would be, but I got one brother, I don't want to fight him." However, a broader inquiry looms. How will they fare against each other? There are lingering uncertainties regarding the caliber of opponents each brother encounters. Jake Paul, widely recognized for his serious approach to boxing, has been consistently honing his skills. On the contrary, Logan Paul could be labeled as a hesitant boxer, evident in his sporadic returns to the ring, notably after his 2021 bout against Floyd Mayweather Jr., followed by his match with Dylan Dennis last year. Can he match up to his younger sibling? While not yet reaching the echelons of the professional championship, the problem child still wields considerable influence in the crossover domain. In fact, he has replied to his brother's challenge. Jake Paul tweeted, "Mom doesn't want me to KO you, but it. Loser has to change their last name." Tony Bellew expresses dissatisfaction with the decision to have Jake and Mike engage in 2-minute rounds. Despite the bout being sanctioned as a professional fight, Bellew finds fault with the format, which consists of 8 rounds, each lasting only 2 minutes. The customary 2-minute time structure is typically reserved for official matches featuring female professionals. Bellew has criticized their decision to compete in the abbreviated format this summer. He told Ace Odds, "How the f*** has that been getting registered as a professional bout? It's got 14-ounce gloves and you're fighting 2-minute rounds. What the f*** is going on?" Furthermore, Bellew vented his exasperation, probing into the origins of the fight's commission and approval, labeling Jake Paul as a misguided individual seeking association with Mike Tyson's legacy. He characterized the scenario as nonsensical and conceded Tyson's indifference towards his record, all the while scrutinizing the process behind the approval. Bellew added, "Who's commissioned that and who's approving that? That idiot Jake Paul just wants to be on Mike Tyson's record. I mean, it is fucking insane. I know what Mike's doing. Mike doesn't give a shit anymore, and I understand why he doesn't give a shit about his record, but how are you passing this?" He remarked on the anomaly of Mike Tyson's career, which had predominantly unfolded within the confines of 3-minute rounds. Puzzled, he raised an eyebrow at the inclusion of a 2-minute round bout on Tyson's professional record. He emphasized the customary nature of 2-minute rounds in women's boxing, contrasting it with the unprecedented entry into the men's realm. This decision, he lamented, not only disgraced the sport, but also made a mockery of its professional standards. He added, "Mike Tyson's whole career has been fought over 3-minute rounds. How is he allowing a 2-minute round bout to go on his professional record? The women's code is over 2-minute rounds, not the men's. So why is a bout over 2-minute rounds being deemed as a professional bout? It's a disgrace. It's an absolute shit take." Meanwhile, in an unexpected turn of events, a retired world boxing champion has thrown his hat into the ring, volunteering to take on Jake Paul in lieu of Mike Tyson. This comes in the wake of Tyson's health scare during his journey from Miami to Los Angeles. Emergency medical personnel rushed to the plane's landing site, following reports of Tyson's distress. Remarkably, Tyson disembarked unaided, appearing relatively unfazed despite a bout of lightheadedness and nausea brought on by a flare-up of a stomach ulcer mid-flight. The sudden medical emergency triggered immediate concerns regarding the potential cancellation of the highly anticipated Paul versus Tyson bout, especially given the notable 30-year age gap between the youthful 27-year-old Paul and the seasoned 57-year-old Tyson. But a defiant Iron Mike posted on X on Tuesday he was now feeling 100% even though I don't need to be. To beat Jake Paul, Paul was furious to learn on social media that the fights were called off. He took to X to address rumors that the July 20th fight would be called off and said, "You love to make shit up before knowing the facts for clicks, likes." Nothing changed. Should Tyson find himself sidelined by illness, an unexpected challenger emerges onto the scene. Enter Sakio Bika, the former IBO super middleweight title holder, reigning from 2008 to 2010. After a hiatus spanning 4 years since his last bout in 2021, Bika returns to the arena. But he said, if Jake Paul is serious about fighting a former champion, look for someone a lot younger or active within the last decade. I can fight Jake Paul at any weight he wants. In the realm of recent sporting showdowns, none have ignited quite the same fervor as the showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Opinions have flooded in from diverse corners, each offering a unique...
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section, and overall subscribe for more content, man. But my opinion on this whole situation, pretty crazy. A lot of people want this fight to be canceled, you get what I mean? Which I think it should be, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But you know, it's up to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, you get what I mean? If Mike Tyson does not want the fight to be canceled, then it's not gonna be canceled. And if Jake Paul also doesn't want the fight to be canceled, then it's not going to be canceled, you get what I mean? But overall though, the reason why Mike Tyson even wants this fight to happen in the first place is clearly because of the money, you get what I mean? He's clearly going to make a lot of money from this fight. That's why he even took the fight in the first place, you get what I mean? But it's pretty much obvious. It's not even a debate, you get what I mean? If Jake Paul went up to this guy, offered him this fight with $0, you think Mike Tyson would have still taken this fight? Nope. But even Jake Paul said it took a very long time to even make this fight happen. You get what I mean? Pretty sure the money had to be right. Things like that as well, right? But let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think this fight should be canceled, or do y'all want to, see this fight happen and things like that, man? But overall, like I was saying, though, a lot of people were leaning towards the fact that Mike Tyson is way too old. You get what I mean? They were already convinced that Mike Tyson was already going to lose. You get what I mean? Like, it's not even a chance because Mike Tyson is way too old. And we all know Jake Paul has a reputation of fighting old or retired, fighters. Let's just say that. So, yeah, man, now that this whole, medical hospitalized situation in the fight has been postponed, it's just like, a lot more people are saying, the fight is over before it even started. You get what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson doesn't even have a chance anymore. So, yeah, man, a lot more people, I should say, are leaning towards that fact. But overall, gonna end the video here. Don't want to go on an absolute yap session. So, without further ado, let me know what you guys think. And if you did make it to the end, subscribe for more content. And peace out.